everybody. I'm Yasmina of Just Say Yeah, and I'm here to remind you that you are on a journey. Your life is about fulfilling or walking on a path such as this, a path that is made and designed just specifically for you. My journey is not your journey is not mine. But let me encourage you to take that step, to take that leap, to go out and find out who you were called to be and what you were called to do. Just ask God, what fuels your passion? I guarantee you it's something surrounding your passion. I'm just here, as I said, to encourage you and to remind you to just say yeah. And the way to do that is to step out. Hi, everybody. I'm Yasmina of Just Say Yeah, and I'm here with my people. And we're talking about what it means to love me, love life, live healthy. We are here, of course, with Shawuana. We're here with LaNetta. We also have Randy here. I'm so excited. Super excited. So you're going to hear from all of our voices, but let me take a moment and have everybody go ahead and introduce themselves. Shawuana.
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. Of course, I am Shawuana Himes. I am a community mental health specialist and deputy conservator, as well as the owner of Precision Line Dancing. I love me some dance and fitness, everybody. So hello to you all.
LaNetta.
Hello, I'm LaNetta Small-Whittle. I'm the owner of a Whittle Love Daycare. Currently wrapping up my BA in early childhood development.
Yes,
Going
ma'am.
into counseling for my master's program. So I'm so excited to talk today.
That is too cool. And of course, who else do we have on here? We have the man himself of Swole Fitness. Excuse me, can you please introduce yourself?
Please.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Randy Han. I'm the owner trainer of Swole Fitness Personal Training, where we develop to teach you how to be strong without limitations every day. I'm a NASM certified personal trainer, along with other types of certifications that I hold. Just excited to be here and talk to you guys.
All right.
And we are excited that you are here. And you
Yes.
know, of course, there's another person who's not here. There's a lot of people who aren't here, actually, who are part of this team. Because as you know, what are we talking about today? We're talking about teamwork. And what teamwork means. It says teamwork is the collaborative effort of a group to achieve a common goal or to complete a task in the most effective and efficient way. I would like LaNetta, tell us, give us some examples of teams, of what you would consider a team to be.
You know what? A team can make you or break you.
Yes.
If your teammates are not strong or pushing you or encouraging you, I played basketball my whole life, and I have teammates that are like sisters to me. And it was like, I went to Edison High School, so it was all about the winning. So when it was time to play against another team, opposing teams, it was like, okay, y'all, you wanted your strongest players around you to score those baskets and win that championship. So your team will definitely make you or break you.
Make you or break you. Can you tell us some more lightning about that and what teamwork? I know that you're used to teams, so tell me, what are some examples you can give
Absolutely.
us of teams?
So teams can be a variety of things. We can have teams, a team on your job. Your family is a team, right? I mean, you talking about in your marriage now. You married, that's a team. Y'all a team. Come on now.
Right.
Come together, y'all one. So there's so many different ways where we come together as a team to get things done, because we know that two are better than one. So once you get that team together, now come on now, we about to make some things happen. So I think there's so much power in team and there's so much unity. However, we have to all work together for it to be successful.
Absolutely. And I want to hear from Randy of Swole Fitness. And I want you to really just talk more into what team mean, like what teamwork and what a team means to you. What do you think about when you hear that word?
Man, it means everything. Like I said, just to piggyback off what Lynette said about making or breaking you. But at the same time, you need a variety within your team.
Yes.
Everyone brings a certain different quality, a different edge, and can even pick up the slack where you may be lacking out. We can't be strong at everything, so we need a perfect set of team that can bring a different element that can help the common goal or the bigger picture get accomplished.
Absolutely.
I loved everything that was said, the input that was put into what teamwork means to everybody. And yes, as you can see, everyone, a team is so important. Who you have around you is vital. You need to make sure you have your strong players in the right positions. It would be, it's like if I were to play basketball,
putting me as point guard would be very bad. It would be a very bad decision. You want your strongest people in the strongest places where they can shine in whatever gift they have. And I like what you said about teamwork in families. It's very important to have a goal and have a team and to really look at it that way.
Yes.
And don't look at it as, oh, my kids, or that's my husband, or that's my wife. No, this is my team.
My team.
So as a team, you need to sit your team down together. You need to have huddles. You need to make plans. You need to see if the plans are working. You might need to readjust and get different plays. So teamwork is everything. So I thank all of you for the input. Here, I have some quotes here on teamwork. Helen Keller says, "Alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much." I like how you pointed out, Randy, about the difference in making sure that even as a team, everyone is different.
Yes.
And of course, I have to speak about people. Everyone right now showing is part of my team. I have a huge team.
Yes,
and I'm so pumped about this team. Boy, I tell you what. Every one of them vital to a goal that I have set. Yes. And of course, we know that goal is to just be successful in this journey called life. Yes. And whatever that may be, whether that's raising kids, whether that's going to school, whether that's being successful in business, and getting in shape, I need everybody that is here and those that even aren't represented here to be vital and part of this. Let me read you another one real here about Booker T. Washington says, if you want to lift yourself up, lift someone else up.
It's true.
So Randy, what do you think when you hear that quote?
Instantly being a servant leader, providing a service to someone and putting your needs to the side to help someone else with their goal. I always said to my family, to my friends, that if you want more money, give money away. If you want more time, give your time away.
Yes.
Not to receive, but if you give it out, it's going to come back tenfold. And so that speaks volume. And just about anytime you get into a business, your job is to service your clients. And so it's about being a servant leader, and just putting yourself out there for the benefit and the sake of someone else's goal, their journey, or whatever their path may be. Just come alongside them and give what you can to help that person achieve their goal.
Oh, I love that. That was absolutely excellent. So, Lightning, let me ask you this. Yes. So, what do you do? Aren't you supposed to have perfect people on your team? Aren't you supposed to pick people on your team that, what do you do? How do you, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, and the thing is with, you're not going to have perfect people on your team. We understand that we all are flawed in some area or not, but we know that we have leaders. Now, we have people who are strong in lots of areas, right? So for me, if I'm just like, listen, I want to do this fitness thing, I got to get myself together. I need somebody that's stronger than me in that area to help lead and guide me. Right. That's the reason we got Mr. Hannah on the call today. Randy with Small Fitness. Right. So talking about fitness, he's the guy. So if I'm looking for somebody to take me to that next level in my fitness, then I need to find that leader. And thus, he is the person to go to. And he has been that person. So when I'm looking for somebody on a team, I must say, in order for me to be successful, I want to find that individual who can help take me there.
There it is. Right. I love that. And I think of a football team, or let's talk about a baseball team, because I know LaNetta's son is a pro baseball player. And let me ask you this, LaNetta. About how many coaches they have on that team? Do they have one coach, or do they have a main coach? And tell me, what's the dynamics of that? How that works when it comes to football or basketball?
So, I will use the baseball for example. Okay. So with baseball, you have more than one coach. So you have a trainer, strength trainer, you have a pitching coach, you have a hitting coach, you have a sliding coach, you have first base, third base coach, you have the main coach, you have management over those coaches. So it's like, it's important to have those pieces in there to strengthen the group and make those players better to win that championship. Absolutely. It's all about the wins, right?
All about the W. So we do what we have to do, and we get to that desired end. So thank you for explaining that to us, and I'm glad you did, because I want everyone to understand and see that she just used baseball as an example. Look how many pieces look how many
Yes.
parts,
Right.
look how many coaches that it takes to build this winning team.
That's right.
So teamwork is everything. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take a quick break, but I just wanted right now just to give you guys a taste of what we're gonna talk about, and we're gonna dive more into it. And of course, we wish we could have a 5-hour show, because we could talk, but
We really can.
but so we'll be back in
Yes.
just a moment. Stay tuned.
Most of us know the inspiring story of Rosa Parks, the African-American civil rights activist who refused to give up her seat on a segregated bus in Montgomery, Alabama in 1955. The bus boycott spurred by Parks' arrest would help bring down the racist laws of the Jim Crow South and turn a young preacher named Martin Luther King Jr. into the country's best-known civil rights leader. But we bet you didn't know that the story behind the bus boycott isn't quite as simple as it might seem. To start with, Rosa Parks wasn't the first black woman to resist bus segregation in Montgomery. In fact, several different women had been arrested for the same offense in the last 12 months. One of them was 15-year-old Claudette Colvin. On March 2nd, 1955, she was riding the bus home from high school when the driver demanded she give up her seat for a white woman. After Colvin refused, police officers arrived on the scene and dragged her off the bus in handcuffs. Claudette Colvin would go on to become one of 4 black female plaintiffs in Browder versus Gale, the Supreme Court case that would effectively end bus segregation. As a longtime volunteer in the Montgomery chapter of the NAACP and secretary to its president, Rosa Parks advised and supported Colvin. She knew that local black leaders had been thinking about how to confront bus segregation in Montgomery for years before 1955. She also knew they were looking for a test case, an upstanding citizen they could rally the community around. But Parks certainly didn't plan on becoming that test case herself until December 1st, 1955. At the wheel of the Cleveland Avenue bus that day was James Blake, the very same driver who had ordered Parks off his bus after a confrontation 12 years earlier. Parks was sitting in the middle section of the bus when Blake told her and 3 other black riders to stand up so that one white man could sit. The 3 other black riders moved, but she refused. Some people have said Parks was simply too exhausted from working a long day to move to the back of the bus, but she said later she wasn't physically tired, just tired of giving in to Jim Crow. The real story behind the Montgomery bus boycott may not be as simple as the myth, but it is no less powerful. The courageous resistance of Rosa Parks, Claudette Colvin, and other ordinary women became the life force of the civil rights movement.
Hello, everybody. I'm Yasmina of Just Say Yeah. And as you know, and as you may not know, this is Black History Month. Of course, it's Black history. It's part of life. It's part of our history
Yes,
as a
indeed.
nation. So it just seems to me that a month isn't long enough. I'm thankful for the month. But we're going to go ahead and talk about our history for as long as we can. So we're going to bring little tidbits of information to you from here moving forward because we should.
Important, yes,
We
absolutely.
should. So we were just listening about Rosa Parks and Claudette.
Yes.
Now, what is so amazing to me is the time period that these beautiful women lived. That was, what was that? 1955?
Yes, 1950s.
1950s. Listen, I want to point out how absolutely amazing the history that we have with Rosa Parks, but I want people to really understand that this wasn't just a happenstance story. It wasn't just her deciding, I don't feel like standing up today. It wasn't just her saying, it was a long day and I'm tired. Not saying that it wasn't. But what I'm saying is, this Rosa Parks was a woman that was she was an activist way before this incident. And so I just want you all to understand that her being a part of a team, NAACP, she was part of that team, and that team was working on civil rights for all of us as a nation. So when this incident happened, she was already in the trenches.
Yes.
But before this, there were 4 other women who were arrested for not wanting to give up their seat in the bus. One of those women that yes, everybody deserves mention, but I brought up Claudette because she was only 15 years old.
15 years old, yeah. Yeah.
15 years old. So it's amazing how many things in history that our people have done at such young ages. So I wanted to just highlight her along with Rosa Parks because this young lady here, Claudette, this happened, it was about 9 months before Rosa Parks. So when you hear these stories, Lightning, what does it do for you, hearing about these wonderful parts of history?
Yes, I mean, it's so encouraging, especially to know that I am a part of that history. When you hear stories of how they came together and it all impacts one another, it all connects. And so you have someone pretty much, I feel like someone is, they're sowing seed, they're planting a seed, and then someone comes and waters that, and it continues to grow or to continue to succeed in that area. So it's important how we don't just start something and we just, just let it go. It's not that. We're just saying, no, I'm going to start this. I'm going to continue to work on this because we're going to make sure that this gets to the level that it needs to. And I think we're still doing that in today's time with so much social injustice. I mean, racism. We're like, okay, we're still working on this thing and we're not going to give up on it as a people. So we have to come together as a team if we want to see, us improve in these areas of our lives.
Absolutely. Every one of us on this panel have daughters. And so I'm just curious, LaNetta, and I know as I watch you with your daughters, you truly are raising, you have 2 strong, young women, and they just happen to be young Black women. So it just it just makes me just bright. It's bright. It's just exciting because they're already making history. We're reading about Claudette now, but we're going to be reading about them then. So how important is it to you to instill these stories and to show your kids really where they come from?
These stories are so important for them to see, where a lot of schools, they'll start at slavery, but I start all the way to the motherland of Africa. And then we talk about the kings, the priests, the high places where we were good in math and building and community and the love. Men wouldn't just high five each other or say hello, but they will embrace each other and will even kiss each other for that respect and that love that they have towards their people. And this is so important for my girls because I've always taught them to be fearless. The worst thing anyone could tell you is no. That's the worst thing someone can tell you. And then they say no and that door is closed, you go through the window. Yeah. So not only do I stand on the back of my ancestors, stand on the shoulders of my ancestors, I stand on their head. I'm lifted to the highest platform that they could have gave me and started from. And I just run with that. So that's why teaching them education, having your own business, doing well in school is so important because who gave their lives before you were even thought of? So this is huge to me.
That's good. That's good.
Well, I absolutely love that. And Randy, of course, I have to hear from you because I know how much you love your babies. And I know how important it is for you to leave a legacy for them. So can you please expound and tell me what your thoughts are and how important it is for you with your daughters?
Sure, most definitely. Having 3 daughters, but even aside from that, I have a family full of women. So I've seen strong women throughout my lifetime, even dated back, to what happened back in the 50s and all the women that came before, women's suffrage, voting rights, things like that. Yes. So it's very important that I show my daughters, where that strength comes from, where that power comes from, so that they always know. And as a man, it's very important because I would, just from my own personal sense, I would hate for my daughter to fall under something and not be educated on their own. It's important to have strong women, Black women at that, in today's society to continue the work that was done prior to set them up for success in the future. So when we're talking about how important that is, even from my great grandmother to my grandmother on down, it's super important to me, especially to try to bridge that gap as a man, so that they understand that where I'm coming from is from a place of love and purity, to where it's all about them having that boldness inside their heart to go out and do those very same things that the young lady Claudette and those did before them, understanding that's their lineage, that's their heritage, that's their power. So it's super important.
Yes.
Good.
And
That's
you
so
are
good.
so absolutely right. It is
Yes.
so empowering to know where you come from.
Absolutely.
It's so empowering to know what you're capable of, and to see that, you know, and all of us who've been in teams before, we understand how when you're trying to learn something, a new skill, or trying to go to a different place, sometimes it seems like I can't do this. It's really hard. But it's nice, you know, in your mind when you think, oh, such and such did this, or this record's been made. Well, that means it's humanly possible to do.
That's
so
right.
that means I can do this. So, and it's the same with this. It's like letting our kids know that this 15, you can rock the nation.
Come on.
By simply doing something that's your right to sit down. Really? So, thank you everybody for that input. So, I'm gonna go ahead and get another. This says here, Mother Teresa. None of us, including me, ever do great things, but we can all do small things with great love, and together we can do something wonderful. We have here from Napoleon Hill, it is literally true that you can succeed best and quickest by helping others to succeed. And so I want to just, with that quote, I want to just say thank you to everybody here.
Yeah. Oh.
I want to say thank you to, you know, truly, you know, scripture tells us that there's safety and a multitude of counsel.
Yes.
So that means who you have around you, you know, Pastor Darius talks about relational intelligence. So
Yes.
it's very important who we have around us, because we can only go as far as what we see and who's around us, the influence, right?
Yes.
So I just thank you, all of you, for that. I am so very fortunate because my team is huge. When I really think about it, you know, I have family, I have my parents, I have, there's so many parts. So right immediate, I'm excited because, you know, with going back to school, which I thank these ladies right here for the encouragement of that. With going back to school and with going forward in this business, and then deciding, you know, what'll really make me happy is competing again. So
There we go.
38 days. 38 days in, okay?
Yes.
38 days in.
Show them those legs.
let me-
Show them those legs.
I'm gonna have to do that. We're gonna have to come out here and do some and show you these legs. I'm gonna do little every maybe 40 days do a little
Check in.
reveal thing.
Yeah.
So
Yes. There she
that was
goes.
the other day. That shirt
Love it.
right there, that's a green version of this black one I got on. It says Rexo right here. So that's another person that's part of this team. So
Yes.
listen, I'm complicated. I need lots of people. Even when it comes to the physical part, I need lots of people on this team. There's Rex right there.
Yes.
So I am so fortunate because I have these ladies. It's like this 1-2 punch, and then I have these two men. And honestly, it's crazy because, you know, when you think about it, I had a couple of ladies that I trained say, yeah, but you know, it was probably easy for you. You could do this. You've done it before. No big deal. You can train yourself. I just went, no. I can't train myself.
Right.
I'll train you, but I can't train myself because I need the counsel.
Yes.
And I need everybody's skill to say, nope, you're off.
Yeah.
I need this one to say, what did you just say? That's not even right. I need this one to say, you know, this isn't okay. You need to spend more time here. So I just thank you for that. And
Yes,
so on this
absolutely.
journey, and I say 38 days. I'm not saying 38 days of whatever because it's my life. I'm finally back on my life's path. So Randy, can you tell us a quick story here as an encouragement to those during this pandemic time? You weren't always walking in your Swole fitness endeavor. Tell us, where were you before, and what made you decide to take that leap of faith?
Oh, All right, sure. I wouldn't mind sharing that story with you ladies at all in the world until you all watching, okay? So a lot of people, just as you said, Yasmina, they see me and they say, oh, well, it's easy for you. You were in the military, right? So all that stuff is in you. So it's not, you weren't heavy, you weren't this, you weren't that, right? So we have a saying at Swole Fitness where it's your heavy is not my heavy.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So what I've been through is nothing compared to what you've been through and vice versa. So I was at a place overseas and Swole Fitness was birthed from that, where I was in a position where I had to be strong without limitation. There was no, oh, I don't like this, I'm gonna go home. There was none of that. So it came from a place where it was just me. So it came from that. So I said, okay, if I package this up, how is it that I can help someone else not have to go through what I went through? And so coming home from the deployment, it was a little rough. I was working at the county where I met Shawuana, and things were just, things were good. And there's a certain point in time where I wasn't really walking in my purpose. It was hard for me to get to the gym. I put on weight, all the things that everyone said, oh, it should be easy for you. It wasn't. And it was hard for me to see myself. And so it was up until that point until I said, you know what, I have to make change within my life. Simple as that. And I had a question. I had a few deaths in the family around the time when I was going through that. And I said, if I was to go today, Lord forbid, would they say I was walking and living in my purpose? And the answer was no. And that's all I needed.
Wow.
That's all I needed. And once I figured that out and talked to my wife and talked to my counsel, my team, and decided to pursue that, that gave me all the confidence I need, the boldness I needed to step out, take that leap of faith. And here we are today. And I tell everyone, the only thing I did was decide to trust God when he said it was time to move.
Right.
And here we are.
Right.
Today. So if I can do it, I know
Tell me. Go ahead, Lightning.
I know anyone can do the same ideas.
Randy, thank you so much. Now, I have to stop. I have to say something. I have to interject on this. Let me tell you, like Randy said, I met him at the county. We were both working at the county. When I tell you exactly what he just said is so true. That man took a leap of faith. I mean, when I tell you, I saw him Monday through Friday at work. He was my desk partner. And I tell you, that's exactly what he did. And it blew my mind to see this is really what it's about. He said to himself, listen, this is not who I am. This county job is not who I am. I saw the passion and the drive in him. And when I tell you he stepped out and he made that thing happen, I am so proud of you, Randy, because you are a true example of a person who just really took that leap of faith and made it happen and walking in your purpose right now. So I am so proud of you, man.
Wow.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much.
And I'm so grateful because had you not walked in your purpose, how
Thank
could you be
you.
part of
Right.
And see, God loves me
Exactly.
so much. God loves
Yes,
me
he
so
does.
much. God said, I'm going to have Randy come off his job because he needs to train this crazy lady.
It's all working together.
And believe me, it's such an honor. Such an honor.
Right.
I've heard stories, Yasmina, ex-bodybuilder. I've heard stories. She sent me a picture.
Man.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We gotta
and
get
so
it.
it really just brought full circle to really where she is. And again, it's a testament to that when you make your decision, you never know who else affect or really what that's for.
Yes.
I didn't do this thinking I would train Yasmina, meet Yasmina. I didn't know, Only thing I did was trust God, and it brought us together, it brought me a part of one another's team. And I'm excited to help you on this journey. And with Swole Fitness, it's great.
Such a blessing.
And of course, I got to highlight the fact that you consulted with your wise counsel, your team, your wife, your kids, your family.
That's right.
You consulted, and then you guys came to a collaborative decision and went forward, and that's why, because of the teamwork, it's all working out
There you go.
for your good. And I'm just super excited for you, and I just commend you. You're super knowledgeable in all that you do. And I don't always like you every time we meet.
No,
Sometimes in my head I go, he'll show me something to do, and I go, okay. Okay. But in my head I'm like, this dude right here. I got him not today. I don't want to do this today. But that's the point. That's why you need accountability.
Yes.
Because if it was left up to me, I wouldn't do the 10. I'd do the 3 and convince myself that was good. Jesus raised on the 3rd day, so 3's enough. Like I do stuff like that.
Oh my goodness.
I do stuff like that with myself. I do stuff like that. I'm just gonna admit. So that's why this is cool.
Yes.
So I thank you so much, and I think And he's going to come on here one day and tell his story. That's why I'm not saying too much.
Yeah.
But Rexo here, let me go up here. This one right here.
Yes, got
Rexo,
the
okay.
shirt.
He's getting ready for a show. He just did one. He's getting ready to do another one. God, we've known each other since he was 18 years old.
Wow.
Wow.
He's not 18 anymore. So it's an amazing effort because together we do his, and together we're going to do mine. So
Perfect.
I'm excited. And this is the team right here.
The team.
This is the team. And then there's so many other parts of this team that you don't see. But I'm thankful for all of them. I want to read this Rocky quote because Rocky,
Let's go.
I just took out all my Rocky. It just got serious.
That's when that's serious
It
now.
got on about the 21st day.
That's
I
it.
said, "Oh, I know what's wrong." Brenna, get out the bin. Get the Rocky movies out. That's what I said. Get the movies out.
Serious.
Get them all out.
It's serious.
She's like, "Okay." Rocky 5 2. Don't you dare bring me to throw it away. Rocky 5. What? Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4. Balboa, Creed 1 and 2.
Let's go.
So
love it.
here we go.
Marathon.
Rocky.
Yes.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place. And I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is going to hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. So listen, that is why teamwork is so important.
That's
You
right.
are going to get a 1-2. You are going to get sucker punched. You are going to get
Come on.
just blindsided. That's what life is.
Yes.
But it doesn't make life bad. It makes you better.
That's right.
What do you think?
That's right. No, you're absolutely right. I
Tell
think
me.
it builds up that strength to know that, you know what, if you going to knock me down, okay, but you know what, it's going to take even more strength. Let me go ahead and get up out of this. And to me, that's that more power to show that I'm not going to stay, because it's easy to stay down.
Yes, it is.
It's easy to stay down there.
It is.
But the fact that I'm about to build up some strength to get up and come back at this thing, like, you got me once, all right, I got you.
But what
we're
do you
about to come back
do?
to that one too.
But
We're about
what do
to
you
come
do?
harder.
What do you do if you're working on something and you have a plan and you're doing the plan, and then you have a point in the plan where it seems like things aren't working? What would you suggest, Randy?
Oh, that you keep going. Keep going. But it all comes from a place of evaluation. You have to it's the situation. What is it about that specific thing that isn't working and has not been working? And that's where the accountability comes from. But it's also a certain sense of self-accountability. And you have to realize that, okay, if it's time management, if it's this, if it's that, we know those problems are there. We knew those problems were there before we started on the road that we started on.
Yeah.
But we know those things are going to happen, so we need a contingency plan. We need to have something. The goal never changes. Things may come left from right, but the goal never changes. The big picture is still there. So when you look at the mountain, right, you don't look at every step along. You just take those steps. Right?
All right.
And before you're halfway now, you look down. You're like, man, I came all this way.
That's right.
Because you didn't stop. But if you keep going only to a certain point, keep getting back. And you keep going to that certain point. You keep going back. You're only going to get that far. You need to keep going. Keep going. Trust the plan. Be honest with yourself and be able to say that, you know what, I'm lacking in this area, because maybe you haven't gotten that help because you haven't came to terms with that. You have to have self-accountability as well as your team to hold you accountable. But I just say, keep going. That's the simplest way to put it.
Keep going. I love
Yes.
that.
Keep going.
You know, LaNetta, I
Yes.
have a question for you. My question for you is this. Say you have a team, okay? I have a team. Say you have a team and everything's going well, and then all of a sudden, somewhere along the line, one of the team members is just not working. But you're part of the team. Which, by the way, everybody, that's not me. I'm just asking this question. My team is right and tight. My team is right and tight. But I'm not me. I'm very fortunate. Like, really, I am.
Right.
So fortunate that there's no way this could not work.
Absolutely.
I
We
just
ain't
gotta
gonna let it
put
go.
in
You
the
gotta-
work.
Absolutely.
That's it. That's it.
Absolutely.
Dang. Okay. So anyway, okay. We'll talk on day 170. You know what I'm saying? But what do you do, LaNetta, in a situation like that? And what do you do if that team member is someone close to you? What do you do if it's a family member? what do you do? How would you handle that?
I've always lived by no man left behind. So if I have someone that's weak in that area, it's our duty, our job as a team to go strengthen and help that individual get up. Like for example, when you're in the army and you going through that boot camp and they fall and you look back and you like, hey, wait, you hustle back and you grab them and you lift them and you carry that weight with them. Now, if they become a cancer, you have to cut cancer away.
Okay.
You have to cut it away.
Ooh, you know what? Thank you so much for that, for clarifying. And actually, that's amazing how you put that. That is absolutely true. You're right. It is our responsibility. That's part of a team to work together to strengthen one another.
That's right.
Our body works as a team.
Oh, yes,
you
it
know?
does. Yes, it does.
So we got to make sure all the parts are working in sync, because if they're not, then you limp because your hip hurts because you didn't stretch for 3 days.
How about that hip?
We ain't talking about all that.
But you did stretch, but it just wasn't the same. But anyway,
I love it.
so yes, but I'm glad you clarified, but cut that cancer out if it becomes a cancer.
Yes.
It is very important, everyone, that we guard our peace, we guard our heart. It's extremely important because, out of our heart flows the issues of life. So we got to make sure we protect what goes in it, so that way we can go forth and produce good things.
That's true.
Okay?
I agree.
So we're going to go ahead and take another little break, and we'll be right back. Teamwork. Hi, everybody. It's Yasmina of Just Say Yeah. And we are here talking about what it means to love me, love life, live healthy. And what that means, it's just moving forward in life, having a life that's full of life. What does that mean? Let's see. God has created us to live a life, a full life. Whatever you can imagine, whatever dreams and passions that God has put in you, they're there for a reason. Visit them, write them down, ponder them, really be honest with yourself. There's a lot of things, it's kind of like with me with this whole bodybuilding thing, and I had to realize that it's my passion.
Yes.
I love it with everything in me, like I really do. And I tried for so long to say, well, it's fine, that's the past, but it's who I am. And so it's kind of like when Rocky told Adrian, I'm a fighter, that's what you married. But
Yeah, that's
Still on Rocky.
right.
I'm a bodybuilder. That's who I am. So yes, right now we just saw a clip about Robert Smalls. Now that was like the most amazing story to me. I want Shawuana to read it again.
Yes, absolutely.
Notice I didn't bring glasses.
No, I got you. So Robert Smalls was an American politician, publisher, businessman, and naval pilot. Born into slavery in Beaufort, South Carolina, he freed himself, his crew, and their families during the American Civil War by commanding a Confederate transport ship, CSS Planter, in Charleston Harbor on May 13, 1862, and sailing from Confederate-controlled waters of the harbor to the U.S. blockade that surrounded it. He then piloted the ship to the Union-controlled enclave in Beaufort, Port Royal, Hilton Head area, where it became a Union warship. His example and persuasion helped convince President Abraham Lincoln to accept African-American soldiers into the Union Army.
Now that, another amazing story. Amazing story. And we know LaNetta Small-Whittle over here. This is a Smalls over here.
That's my cousin.
Robert
That's
Smalls over here. Now, here's the thing. I always
That's
point
my
this out
cousin.
because it really it does something to me. This man was 1839 to 1915. Okay, we live in 2021, and honestly, I hear so many people complain regularly every day. It's sad. It saddens me.
Right.
Now, he lived when he really should have complained. But instead, what did he do?
True.
He freed himself. He freed his family. Now,
Yes.
there was a time back then, Frederick Douglass, an amazing author, and they really believed that it was a thing that black people, we lacked intelligence. But it took some intelligence to free yourself, act as your commander, know all the hand movements, know every signal, everything that needs to be done.
Right.
He had to think that out. He had to plot that out. He had to, and to pass on through. I think that is the most amazing, one of the most amazing stories. And then to think that this man just went on into politics after. That is an amazing story. I think of you, Randy, right now, when I was thinking about this man freeing himself and freeing his family. That's, in a sense, what you did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just to kind of hearing that, I was thinking of that myself, not that necessarily of myself, but what that means for a person to free themselves.
Yes.
And we could think of something, whether we're freeing ourselves from addiction or being overweight or obese or health issues, things like that. If he would have thought about everything that could have went wrong, right? You said, Yasmina, he had every reason to complain. He lived in a
Yes, he
time where he
did.
had every reason to
Absolutely.
complain.
Right.
If you look at everything that could go wrong instead of so much that could go right, then we'll never get anything accomplished. Just from hearing that story, that man it was probably a list of things that could have went wrong.
Oh my
But
goodness.
he had it was just that much important, and it's hard for him to continue with that. So, and every reason that gives us not to is every reason why we should. So to those out there that may have heard that
Yes.
story and is thinking like,
I
hey,
like that.
I have this far to go, that's actually not bad. You know what I mean? If you have a
Right.
ways to go, that's not
Right.
a bad thing. At least you know where you have.
Come
It's
on.
just about a plan of action, because it wasn't just, let's just do this. He had a plan of action.
Right.
Okay. And then he put that plan in motion, and
Yes,
he
he
kept
did.
going.
Yes, he did.
It did seem that it was so profound, but it may have just been simple to that man in that time. Like just doing what he felt was right, what he knew to be right, instead of, thinking about everything that could go wrong.
Right.
Because everything that could go wrong, it gives you everything that you need to make sure that it's going to go right.
Absolutely.
That was very good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely good. And it makes me think of, as you were saying that, the word trust. Trust is at the center of,
Yes.
when you have a team. Because you have to be able to trust what they tell you.
Yes.
You have to be able to not take it personal. In fact, you have to take it personal, but take it personal the right way.
The right way.
You don't take it personal.
Absolutely.
Right. You take it personal and make adjustments and fix it.
That's right.
You don't
Right.
take it personal and cry. And you might cry. I might cry. But then I'm going to suck it up. Then I suck it up and do what I got to do.
Yeah, but I think that's a good part of teamwork when we talk about that. Like you said, to not be so easily offended.
Yeah.
If you know
Yes.
your team and you've chosen them for a reason,
Yes.
if they come and tell you something that it may hurt a little,
Right.
you may say, ouch, I don't know, that kind of stung a little bit. But if it's something that's going to benefit you, you take it in the right way, say, okay, you know what? Like you said, trust. I trust you. So no, that may have hurt me in a human sense, but I know it's going to make me better. So if we can understand the team that we have around it and trust in them, then I think we can go places with that instead of being so easily offended, when that comes.
Right.
Absolutely. LaNetta, tell us, add a little bit
Yes.
more to that, please.
You know what, Shawuana, that's a great point. So that's why it's so important for us to remove those emotions. Malcolm X said that our people suffer because we're emotional people. That means we get in the way of ourselves. If we can remove that from us, we can go so much further in life.
Yes.
So, like you said, if you on my team, in my corner, it's for a reason.
There it
You know what I mean?
is.
Because
There you
you
go.
are going to push me, propel me to greatness. And I'm going to thank you for that. I will not forget you. And I'm always turn back to lift you with me. So
Right.
it's so important. It is so important to remove those emotions.
Right. And by that, when also what we want our team to be real with us, right?
That's right.
So it's like, listen, come on, don't tell me everything I want to hear. Tell me what I need to hear. What's gonna make me better. So that's why we look at our team. We gotta evaluate our team. Nah, sis, I need you to let me know. Look, nah, Shawuana, you was out of pocket. Nah, maybe you need to fix that. Let me know those things. So that way it makes me better. And I'm not gonna be
Absolutely.
offended by it because I trust you and I love you. So I think that's the
That's the point,
relationship we have
right.
with our team.
Absolutely, that trust.
Absolutely.
Even as we think of Mr. Smalls here and his team,
Yeah.
he commandeered this plan, but his group, his family, his team, they had to trust him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
That's true.
That was a scary period of time. I can't even imagine how it would be to live there. I can't. But I do know that I can only imagine how scared they were. So they had to trust him to just follow his plan. They were part of the team. They didn't buck. In other words, in a team, you voice your thoughts,
Yes.
but at the end of the day, you do what's best. And
Yes.
so I'm sure there was somebody in the group, well, maybe not because they succeeded, but
Right.
that was like, I don't know what you think you're doing coming across here. You don't look like your commander. They could tell you, like, you better not. Are you sure you did? But they didn't, obviously. They may have, but I'm thinking they didn't. They
Right.
just trusted him and they followed the plan. So I just am thankful. I'm excited for what's to come. I'm excited for the history that these beautiful people are creating. Precision line dance, and there's so much more from that.
Yes.
Oh my
Baby.
goodness, a Whittle Love Daycare, a Whittle
Yes.
Love Daycare. Like, look, this is just the beginning. This
Absolutely.
whole early education center, you guys don't even understand.
Come
Don't
on.
even get it.
Don't even get it.
Let's go.
Right now, as successful
it.
as it is, literally, it's the
Yes.
staging ground
Yes.
because she's just
you.
starting.
Yes.
And then we
Absolutely.
have Randy. Randy, you are
Yes.
our guest today. So I want to leave you with these to give us some closing remarks. Anything
Yes.
you want to say, how people can find you, go for it.
All right. Well, I like to keep things very simple. And I'm just going to say simple as I can. No excuses. No excuses in life, okay? There are things that are going to knock you down, things that are going to pick you up, things that are going to get in the way. Once you have a plan set, give yourself no excuses. Don't give yourself an out, okay? Push forward, strive, and not just to be here. Leave your mark, make your mark. It said we are creating and living Black history at this moment. We're no longer waiting for them to give us our 40 acres and a mule.
Come on.
We're going out and creating that by becoming
come
young Black business owners.
Come on.
Let's
So just
go.
strive to be great, keep pushing forward, and God bless.
Ooh, that was
Awesome.
good.
So, Randy, how can we find you?
Yes.
Everywhere. Everywhere.
Okay.
Everywhere. But I'm gonna tell you, the way you can find me is if you have a need. If you have a need, I have an opportunity,
Look at that.
and that's the best way to find me.
I love it. That's my
Love
boy.
that.
That's my boy.
All
Go
right.
on, Randy.
So tell us again, just so it sinks in our heads, Swole Fitness, what do the letters mean?
Okay, SWOL, it stands for strong without limitations every day.
Yes.
It's a twist only because when they see me, there's this thing that it's about getting buff. It's about, strength in a physical sense, but it's more than just the physical. It's
That's
the
right.
mental, emotional,
Yes.
psychological. It's more than just the weights. Trust me, we're not throwing weights around.
That's
Swole
right.
Fitness, if I can help to change your perception, I can help to change your life.
That's it.
and
That's
that
it.
right there
Wow.
I
is
love
absolutely
it. I love it.
beautiful. Those
Yes,
are that.
it is.
Randy, we
Yes, it
like
is.
that. We're gonna have to you come on and show us, give maybe a couple of tips every once in a
Yes.
while or something. And
Hey, whatever
Absolutely.
you need from me, whatever you need from me, let me know and we'll be
That
there.
I
sounds
love it. Y'all make sure
perfect.
y'all connect with him. Don't think that you just have to be in Fresno to connect with him.
No.
Let me tell you, you can do a video call. Look, you can be across
Tell
the
me.
U.S. and
You
another country.
traveled
I've
and
done
what?
it. I've traveled. I've connected with him. Look, online and just as effective. I'm telling you, if you need him, hey, hit him up. Hit him up. I don't care where you
Yes.
are in this U.S., wherever you're watching from right now. Contact Swole Fitness.
All right, everybody. We just thank you so much. And I just want to remind you that truly it is God's will for your life that you prosper
Yes.
in every area.
That's right.
It is
Yes.
His will for your life that you live an abundant life. I want you guys to take this time. Our church's theme this year of Change Church, our theme is to reimagine. So reimagine. What has God shown you
Yes.
from a long time ago? You know, I had to think to myself, gosh, all the traveling, you know, going to Germany and France and England and Spain and staying at the Ritz. And, you know, I'm just thinking of all the different trips. And, well, God didn't let me do that for that to be it.
I heard
I
that.
wasn't even
Right.
saved then.
Come on.
I was a mess.
Come on.
So now it was a glimpse.
Yeah.
It's on.
Yes. Ooh.
So I have to work literally my
Right.
butt off,
Yes.
Right.
and then all of it's going to come together.
Yes.
So remember your why. Remember your reason that you do what you do. It's important that each and every one of you make sure and remember that you are part of history. All that you are doing is creating history.
Yes.
Listen, we have bad history and good history. It's still history. So just think
Still
about the
history.
history that you want to leave.
That's right.
Think
Yes.
about what legacy, what mark. When people say your name, what do you want them
Yes.
to say?
That's right.
What do you know? Nike just do it. Well, I told her a few years back. What was it, about 5 or 6 years back? Gosh, time.
Yep.
I want it to be the same way. Just do it, Nike.
Right.
Well, I want Yasmina. Just say yes.
Just say
I
yes,
want
what
a
she
household
say.
name.
Yes,
so
right.
I have to make
Yep.
my mark. So that's what we're gonna do.
Make that
So
mark.
thank you so much, everybody. We're gonna go in a
welcome.
circle and say bye to you, starting with Lightning.
Yes. All right, y'all. Great topic on today. I just want to let you guys know that don't think you have to do this alone. I spend a lot of my time thinking, no, like, I got to do this on my own. No, you need a team. You need support to help you get through life. So don't think that you can't call on someone if you don't have anyone to call on. Most importantly, we are here. If you got to reach out, we'll connect you to wherever you need to. So please don't feel like you have to do this alone, especially being isolated during this pandemic. There's a team for you.
Yes.
God wants to surround you with great people in your life to help you get to that next level. And know that greater is He that's in you than he that's in this world. So just know God is for you and that He loves you.
All right.
Yes.
LaNetta Small-Whittle, give us an exit.
I live by this every single day. Failure builds character. It's not how you fail, it's how you get back up and stand within that and keep going. Like Randy said earlier, keep pushing through. There's nothing that can stop you but you. So get out the way.
Yes.
Randy, tell us goodbye again.
All right. Peace and blessing to you all. And remember, it's about being strong without limitations every day, because the results you want will not produce themselves. Y'all be blessed.
Ooh, I love it. Everybody listen. It's very important that you live a happy, healthy life in your spirit, in your soul, in your body. Do what works for you. Something that allows you to hold your head up.